you had publicly apologized to when the Kashmir Files, when the film The Kashmir Files released, you had
Mm,
publicly apologized, stating that you didn't know much about the exodus of the Kashmiri Pandits,
mm.
and you were a journalist at that point of time, and you were unaware of the things that was happening in Kashmir. What
Mm.
made you do that, sir? Was it just because you had acted in the film, or was it an honest confession?
See, I'm talking about 89, 90. 89 and 90, I was working with Sunday Magazine. It's not there now, but Sunday Magazine was a very prestigious magazine, founded by M.J. Akbar. But when I joined it, Veer Sanghvi was its editor. And, I was I was doing political reporting for Sunday Magazine. I was its political correspondent from Bangalore. And I thought of myself as a well-informed person. But I must also confess that, I was a very left-leaning person in those days. I would like to say I'm still a left-leaning person, but the meaning of left has changed in today's generation. What I thought was the left, and I still think I am that. That left is not there now. The left is now only identity politics. In my time, the left was above identity politics. The idea was class struggle, but it is now just identity. The left identifies with identity politics now. So at that time, I feel ashamed that I believe the story and we knew that something happened in Kashmir that was not good. We saw the cricket match, say, let's say in 1991, I think it was the India West Indies cricket match that happened in Srinagar when there were green flags all around and they cheered the opposite team. And I think the Windies, Greenidge and Haynes beat us for no loss, in that match. It was humiliating to watch, that test match which Doordarshan continued to show at that time. Even it was humiliating all day. We watched that nonsense. We knew all that, but we somehow blamed the Indian government because, like, we believe that Nehru had promised a referendum to the Kashmiri people, and that referendum was never carried out. We didn't understand that it became infructuous once you drive out, the Pandit or Hindu population from there. It was not just Pandits, other Hindus were affected too. There were Dalits in the valley. They were all driven out, and we never saw that the referendum no longer holds good once you do that. The idea of the referendum. We must also understand that some 500 or 600 odd princely states and provinces actually had to sign the letter of accession to India. It was not just Jammu and Kashmir. We didn't understand all that very well. And we believed the worst story about this, that was that a few Pandits just got scared and ran away. We didn't understand the scale of the exodus at that time. We didn't know exactly what happened then, because it wasn't reported in any kind of detail in the newspapers that we were reading in Bangalore. So I feel I have a greater responsibility to it than normal people, because I should have been the kind of person who was reporting what happened, not being ignorant of it. And when I read the script that Vivek Agnihotri sent to me, I asked him, "Is this true?" He said, "I've interviewed 700 families, around the world, mainly in the US, I think." It was just like, I was so shocked by it. So when the film released, and they asked me to put out a thing saying, like, every film company will say, put it on Instagram or social media, promote the film, they'll say, and we actors do it well or not so well. But I decided that I'll not do that. I'll just make a personal statement of what it means to me.
Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more interesting updates.